911 from this phone number. Is everything okay?
No. Come now.
Okay, what's going on?
Come now. Just come.
He was saying that they were having an argument and that one of the females started attacking him with a knife, and then that's when he shot them. But then further investigation and conversation with him, the story had changed quite a bit to where he had actually pursued them into the room that they were found dead in.
In the heart of Florida, 27-year-old Danesha Sims and her younger sister, 25-year-old Winshay Roddey, shared a bond that transcended mere siblinghood. They were inseparable confidants, each other's closest ally since childhood. Their connection, fortified over years of shared laughter and whispered secrets, remained unbreakable into adulthood. Together, they were a dynamic duo, their presence lighting up any room they entered. Their magnetic bond extended to their 49-year-old mom, Quinqune, aka Cat Robinson, whose warmth and love enveloped her daughters in a protective embrace. Despite being grown women, Danesha and Winshay cherished their time with their mother, often gathering at her home along with Danesha's children. It was a sanctuary of love and laughter, a place where familial bonds were nurtured and cherished. Tragically, this haven of warmth and affection was shattered by a sudden eruption of domestic violence when Kat's longtime partner shot and killed her along with her daughters. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button for future uploads. In the early hours of March 11th, a desperate call for help pierced the stillness of the night, originating from a trembling child's voice. Frantic attempts to establish communication were met with frustrating drops, delaying the arrival of law enforcement. When officers finally reached the scene, they encountered a grim tableau of horror. Johnnie Brown, Kat's longtime partner, stood wounded and bleeding at the threshold of the house, his body bearing the evidence of a violent struggle. As the officers probed for answers, Brown offered a chilling account of the events that had unfolded. According to Brown's harrowing narrative, a domestic dispute between him and Kat had escalated into a confrontation, during which Danesha and Winshay allegedly brandished knives, forcing him to resort to deadly force in self-defense. However, the grisly reality told a different tale. Inside the house, the lifeless forms of Danesha, Winshay, and Kat bore silent witness to a tragedy born not of self-preservation, but of unchecked rage and brutality.
A police report details bullet holes through walls and kitchen knives found by the three women who were killed. We've been speaking with deputies with the Bradford County Sheriff's Office out here, and they tell us in living here their whole lives, they've never seen a triple homicide in Bradford County.
We've been shot.
An 11-year-old girl calling 911 early Tuesday morning from the Bradford County home where 49-year-old Quinqune Robinson and her daughters, 27-year-old Danesha Sims and 25-year-old Winshay Roddey, were found shot dead, according to the Bradford County Sheriff's Office.
We received a 911 from this phone number. Is everything okay?
No. Come now.
Okay, what's going on?
Come now. Just come.
The man now charged with their deaths, Robinson's partner, Johnnie Brown, who Sheriff's Office Colonel Brad Smith says was walking around outside with puncture wounds on his chest when deputies arrived.
He was saying that they were having an argument and that one of the females started attacking him with a knife, and then that's when he shot them. But then further investigation and conversation with him, the story had changed quite a bit to where he had actually pursued them into the room that they were found dead in.
The police report states Brown told investigators the three women came at him with knives, and then he went mad as he started shooting at them. Robinson, Sims, and Roddey were found in a bedroom with kitchen knives nearby, the report states. It says one bullet appeared to have been shot into the bedroom while the door was closed and locked, and Sims had appeared to be hiding.
Everybody knows everybody here, so somebody has a connection in one way, shape, or form with this family, and we're just hoping to bring some closure for them.
Brown is in jail in Alachua County. The colonel says because Bradford is so tight-knit, there could be someone in the jail here who would know him. The girl, who's 11 years old, is okay. She was taken to the hospital, and according to the police report, there were metallic fragments that were taken out of her shoulder.
Right now at 5, these 3 women, a mother and her 2 daughters, killed in a shooting this morning. Family members shared these pictures with News 4 Jax. Their 11-year-old niece and granddaughter, she was inside the home at the time of the shooting, and she called the police.
It's still hard for us to wrap our brains around what occurred that would lead to such an incident in our community, which we're not familiar with these things. These are things we watch on TV.
The Bradford County Sheriff's Office arresting this man, 46-year-old Johnnie Brown. He's charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder. The Sheriff's Office saying that this started with an argument between Brown and the 11-year-old's grandmother, Quinqune Robinson.
Brown told police Robinson's 2 daughters joined in with knives. That's when he grabbed a gun and started shooting. This happened at 2 o'clock this morning on Northeast 17th Avenue in Lottie. That's where News 4 Jax reporter Marilyn Parker joins us live to show us where this happened and the fallout. Marilyn.
Yes, it's still a very active scene. I'm going to have my photographer go ahead and zoom into the focus. You can still see crime scene tape. And the FDLE, they have a sort of barrier blocking the right side or left side of that mobile home. We actually just saw in the last 5 minutes someone coming out with bags of evidence, brown paper bags, and someone's actually walking right across there now. You can see and looks like they're going up that ramp into the inside. So that has been the focus, the focal point of the investigation, because that's where it all happened. I spoke with a family member briefly, and he was in tears. This has just been such a hard day. You can't even imagine the family members who've come out here, and they've just sat in silence, some of them. And there was also a brave little girl who was caught in the middle of all of this. She called 911, and police tell us now the focus is finding her a safe home and also getting some justice for this family.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
This is how the 911 call starts. An 11-year-old girl calls from inside this mobile home in Lottie.
Hello, 911, can you hear me?
There is screaming. You hear multiple voices. Someone is crying. And then the call drops. About 30 seconds go by, and they're back on the line.
Hello?
Hi, yes, ma'am. This is Jennifer from Bradford County Sheriff's Office. We received a 911 from this phone number. Is everything okay?
No. Come now.
Okay, what's going on?
Come now. Just come.
When deputies arrived, they saw 46-year-old Johnnie Brown standing outside with a cut to his arm.
This deputy showed up thinking somebody's just hurt, and in an instant, it turned deadly. They realized, hey, I'm on something bigger than what I arrived at. And she's there with an individual who, all facts lead, he's the killer.
Did he say anything to that deputy when she arrived?
He did, but I'm not at liberty to say at this moment. Hopefully we can say that in the near future.
Whatever Brown said, the sheriff says, was enough to charge him with second-degree murder and the attempted murder of the 11-year-old who was hit with fragments from the bullet. According to the report, the girl told police Grandpa was hurting Grandma and her 2 aunts, and Grandpa said they should have stayed out of it. Brown was in a long-time relationship with the girl's grandmother, 49-year-old Quinqune Robinson. According to the report, Brown told police they were arguing, then fighting, when Robinson's daughters came at him with knives. He goes on to say he got a gun and started shooting towards the 3 of them. They started running, and Brown says he went mad and kept shooting. He told police he stopped shooting when the 11-year-old entered the room.
A very tragic, emotionally charged incident where she lost her grandmother and her 2 adult aunts.
The report says crime scene detectives determined the shots were fired from outside the bedroom into the bedroom, where the 3 victims were found dead. One of the aunts was found in a position indicative of her hiding, with a chair pulled in front of her. The sheriff says this is a very big family. They are well known in the area, and this isn't easy to accept.
It's like an earthquake moving throughout our community because it is so shocking. Not just one person, but 3 individuals. Their lives were taken from them. And to us, it's our job to make sure that that individual is held accountable.
How often are you all responding to these types of calls in this county?
Oh, and domestic violence issues arise just about every day. Most of them are just argumentative. At this level, it's very rare.
Marilyn, such a tragic story. Another case of domestic violence. Obviously, we know this is going to be very traumatic for the child who was there. We know these situations have lasting effects on children who witness things like this. I understand you spoke to an expert about this.
I did. I spoke with the executive director of Peaceful Paths, and that is a center who supports survivors, both children and adults, of domestic violence. You know, she told me one of the first messages that she sent to Sheriff Smith this morning was, what can they do to help this 11-year-old, especially when it comes to trauma counseling? I had her explain that process a little more. Take a listen.
The biggest thing is to let her know that whatever the situation was, it was not her fault. That whatever was happening in that household, she is not responsible for, and that the path forward is going to involve a lot of healing and looking at what her responsibility is moving forward to herself. That the only thing she is really responsible for right now is taking care of herself and finding ways to manage whatever grief she's feeling, whatever fear she's feeling about what has happened, what she's witnessed, and what the future holds for her.
The day following the tragedy, Johnnie Brown made his initial appearance in court on March 12. Swiftly, he was ordered to sever all ties with the family of his victims and remanded into custody without the possibility of bail. Brown faces 3 charges of second-degree murder and 1 of attempted murder, crimes that could condemn him to a life bereft of freedom if proven guilty. In the wake of Danesha, Winshay, and Kat's untimely deaths, an outpouring of sorrow has flooded social media channels, with family, friends, and colleagues grappling with the enormity of their loss. A GoFundMe campaign has been launched, seeking support to cover the expenses associated with laying all 3 women to rest. The chilling aspect of this tragedy lies in the possibility that innocent children bore witness to the horrors unleashed upon their loved ones, a trauma that may haunt them for years to come. Yet, there remains a glimmer of hope that with the aid of grief counseling, they can navigate the labyrinth of their pain and emerge with a semblance of healing. As the grieving family prepares to bid their final farewells to Danesha Sims, Winshay Roddey, and Quinqune Robinson, let us hold them close in our thoughts and prayers. May the souls of these 3 women find solace in the embrace of eternal peace.